Hello, sinners and tales. Sappho, it's your hostess with the mostest, Narcissa DeVille. And if you're new to this channel, hi, hello. We've been expecting you, or I've been expecting you now. I make weekly videos. I've been making a lot of Good Omens videos, and technically this will still count as a Good Omens video. But now that the reviews are done, there's only a couple other videos that I have left that kind of relate to Good Omens at this point. So I don't know what's gonna come next. I guess we'll find out together. I was originally gonna make this the ranking of the episodes video that I was gonna do with Mom, but I ended up deciding, since technically this is gonna come out the day before Valentine's Day, that I wanted to specifically do something a little more fun. Me ranking all of Crowley's looks throughout both seasons. Like any other ranking video, we've got like S tier to D-ish tier. It's kind of whatever. I'm taking this from a list that I was able to find online. There is some very specific looks. Obviously, Crowley's looks, I think, change the most throughout the season, which is why I chose him, because I think Aziraphale's look is just kind of pretty much the same throughout the series, whereas, you know, Crowley's look changes constantly because he's constantly evolving. We do actually have to start with Heaven and Before the Fall. This look is, to me, you know, it's cute. It gives very golden retriever energy, but it's just not quite there, right? We can do better. So I'm gonna put it in like the A tier. So then we get kind of our first look on Earth, which is going to be long hair Crowley in the Garden of Eden, which of course, as we know, is my mother's favorite. I do really enjoy this look. I think he pulls it off very well. I like the dark kind of flowing toga thing. I think that's very fun. This is another one though that I'm like, it's not given for me. Obviously, his arc look is pretty much the same, so we're not going to include that here. The next big change up is the look during the crucifixion in episode 3. This is considered more of a feminine attire for that era. It's a good look. He pulls it off very, very well. Like, it's stunning, it's fashion, it's a moment. Oh, I fucked this up. Okay, so here's the problem, because this is, my notes are not in the same order that the website has, because I was doing like season 1 of the looks first and then season 2. That was clearly a mistake, because I forgot that technically before the crucifixion, and I think between Noah's Ark and the other one, was the Job episode and Bildad the Shuhite. Now let me just tell you, I know everyone is obsessed with this look. Everyone is obsessed with him in this character. It's very Muppety, it's very funny. You know how I feel about the episode in general, so I'm not going to comment on that. It is giving, and it is kind of fun. I will say that. I know everyone loves Bildad. I know everyone's obsessed. I've seen the memes, I've seen the obsession, I've seen the asks that people have sent to Neil, which it pains me physically. Please don't do that. I will say, okay, let me just say this. Crowley's look in Rome, okay? That look in particular, like for that era, it's kind of a slay. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a slay. I love, it's like very cunty. I love like the serpent kind of accents. It is still a slay to me, and I kind of love it. Next up, obviously, we have the 537 AD Black Knight Crowley. Now, let me just say this. To me, even though we see very little of this scene, it just feels peak. You know, does that make sense? Like, it's a night look. That's what I think of. It's peak to me. I love it. I love the Dark Knight. I love this whole scene. First of all, episode 3 is just one of my favorites in general for season 1. So I feel like that kind of just tracks. You know what I mean? It works. It's perfect. Then we get Crowley in Shakespearean times. I will say, episode 3 is one of the few episodes where we do get Aziraphale kind of changing up his look, because he was trying to like stay somewhat with the times. I don't know why that stopped somewhere. I think that's kind of funny, but somewhere it stopped. I will say this look is it's not my favorite. I don't know, something about this look. Like, I love how Crowley's looks are always like just black. I think that's funny. I don't know, this look in particular, just isn't giving. I know it's like the time period. It's just not giving. I don't really like Crowley with facial hair that much. And this in particular does not really give to me. I'm not living for it. I'm going to say it's mid. Then we have Crowley's look in Paris during the Revolution. Okay, let me just say something. I know it's a very similar look. It's a similar vibe, similar energy. I don't know what it is. This does give more to me. There is something about this look that ticks something in my brain. I don't feel like it's peak. There is a look coming up later down the line that is like just really just gives peak, peak, peak. This one does not. This is fine. This is serviceable. It's not peak. It's fine. This one, I will say, is just, it's like A tier. We're all in agreement here. Me, myself, and I. We're in agreement. So next up, we get the 1800s, which is our first kind of like Abraham Lincoln look that we get with the top hat in season 1. I will say, I don't know what it is. There are some subtle changes that are made between his look in the first version of the 1800s versus the second time we see the 1800s in season 2. I like the season 2 version better. I feel like the first iteration when they're at St. James's Park and it's like the first kind of Abraham Lincoln look, it's fine. It is very, you know, it's fine. It's mid, but it's not as good as the second version. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the changes are, but something about the look in season 2 that they did is just that much more like, it's just something about it that's just, it's just good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think that one is a little more peak to me. Okay. I don't know what it is. It's not even anything like that different, but the change whatever the change was, I can't even think about it right now. I have no idea. I'm going based on like my notes of what I ranked these as, but whatever the change was between season 1 and 2, it's better. It's better. It's better. So then we get one of the last ones for season 1 and 2 that is just peak of the older era. Or no, what am I even talking about? This is not the last one. What is wrong with me? I got so excited because it's 1941 Crowley and I was like, yes, this is it. That to me, okay, there is something about this look that does scream just peak butchness to me. I cannot explain it. I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously, yes, it's a suit. That's fine and lovely. That's not a requirement, but there's something about it that just itches that thing in my brain that just says like, this is peak. 10 out of 10. I love it. It's not my favorite look on this list, if you can believe it, but this is one of the top tier ones for me. Now, let me tell you, I gotta say this, 1967 Beatles Crowley is actually a serve, okay? I think it's a good look. I think it's very, very interesting. It's like, it's A tier. It is very, very good. I do enjoy it. I think it's so funny. I love the glasses. I love that he is basically just giving full John Lennon fantasy. So this is technically from a deleted scene, right? So this is not actually in the show, but it is listed on this, list as like one of the looks, and I have to talk about it because this is the one. To me, this is like, whatever it is, this look just makes me unhinged, if that makes sense. It is by far, of all of Crowley's looks, probably my most favorite. Something about it just sits every right way with me. I'm hoping that if you can see what I am seeing, that you can appreciate why this look in particular just does something to me. I cannot explain it in mere mortal words. It's so right, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm obsessed with this look. This is from a deleted scene in which Crowley is knocking down the cell phone towers, which we obviously get an allusion to in the first episode of season 1. That scene was cut, unfortunately for us all, but the look was still leaked, and it's just, oh, it's top tier. It is the top of top tiers. It's so good. 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20. I just end the list now. You are not topping this look for me. It's so good. I'm gonna stop now because I'm gonna go overboard. So the other look that I think is really fun that we get is when they're dropping off the Antichrist in season 1. It's kind of the first time in the show after in the first season. It's the first time after Eden that we get to see Crowley, and he's got this like aged rock star look. I've said this before, it gives very, I can't remember the specific rock star that I mentioned, but it's just very like aged rock star, and it's so good. I love this look. I think it's so much fun. To me, this is also peak. There's something about it that just scratches an itch inside me, and I just love it. Then we have to talk about, even though we already know where this is going to go on this list, but we have to talk about Nanny Ashtoreth. I'm going to say this, right? I know what they were going for. I've made my opinions on this look. I've made my opinions on it kind of clear at this point. There is something a little like Dom Top Mary Poppins about it, which is fine. I don't know. I'm not living for the look. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Next up, we have what I would call, there's two kind of big ones that come up in like the like season, right? So there is kind of the Crowley with short hair, which is like his main look, his everyday look. It's basically not dissimilar to the look he has earlier in the scene. He just kind of cuts his hair. I feel like of the two of them, I do prefer the like mid-tier length look on Crowley. I think that one serves better. This is kind of the first time we get to see the main idea of Crowley as like, this is how he looks throughout most of the season. I think I'm going to say it's serviceable. I'm going to say it's just underneath. It's A tier. It's cute. It works. And he looks great, but like, it's not peak, not to me. And then of course we have, during the same time frame, we have White Suit Crowley, which is like everyone's favorite obsession. I cannot tell you the amount of people who are obsessed with this look, to the point at which it is a special tag on Archive of Our Own for fanfics that talk about this. There is a special, like, I have seen, I think there was a writing challenge that went around probably when this first happened. Like, it's such a thing that people are so dedicated to that it almost has its own fan base. And I have to agree, it's a good look. I don't think it's as great as everyone maybe thinks. It's a good look. I will not deny that, but I don't think it's not peak for me. It's like A tier, it's fine, but it's not peak. I'm so sorry. I know, don't hate me. Now season 2, we don't get as much in terms of like Crowley's different looks. We get 3 kind of like big changes for like the main show. Obviously, you know, we do the mini-sodes, which has different looks, but I feel like for like the main Crowley that we see most of the time, we get the new version of Crowley where he's got like the flippy hair that's kind of gives greaser vibes. Like, it's very 50s inspired, where he's got the little flip. I'm obsessed with that. I love that little change. Again, I'm gonna say it. I think this is gonna be our highest tier. I'm gonna say it. It's not peak. It is A tier. It's great, and I love it, but it's not quite there. Whereas the second look that we get, that's like a slight change up, is what I'm calling his date night look, which is where he and Aziraphale are at the pub, and he is wearing a turtleneck. I cannot explain why the turtleneck in particular adds something, especially with the vest. I cannot explain why this adds something. I cannot explain why this feels peak to me. If you were hoping for an explanation of my reasonings, you're not going to find it. But something about the turtleneck just gives it to me. It's good. It's good. It's brilliant. It's perfect. I love it. Okay? Peak. Got it. Done. And then the last major look that we get that's kind of a change up is going to be our angelic Crowley look. Not when he's in heaven as an angel, but when he's pretending to be an angel. This look, to me, I have so many thoughts and so many conflicting thoughts at that. I don't even know where to begin. So, you know, he's got like a headband in, he's got the weird slides, he's got the tracksuit. I am so mind boggled by the choices for Crowley in Heaven. It's so funny. It's so Muppety. It just, and it gives peak golden retriever energy. I feel like this is going to be one of the weirdest videos I've ever made. If this is at all interesting, that would be amazing. But yeah, I just thought this would be really fun. You know, the day before Valentine's Day, one of my favorite days of the year in general. I really hope that you all have a good Valentine's Day. I hope that you have fun, stay safe, all that jazz, get candy and little nice letters and stuff like that. I hope you have any Valentine. I will once again be alone. It's fine. But yeah, so I guess that's it. If you enjoyed this video, you know, thank you. I have to assume you are my literal best friend who I sent this link to. Because it was literally, this video is probably for all of 2 people. So if anyone else watches it, I will consider that a win. You can like this video, subscribe to this channel, comment down below. Tell me what's your favorite Crowley look, or Aziraphale look too. He's got some, when he does change it up, he's got some cute looks. You can become a member of this channel. We have 2 tiers, the Ineffable tier and the Our Side tier. The Ineffable tier, you do get some emotes whenever I go live. I am planning on it. I do want to go live at some point. I've just been really, really bad about doing it. You can also join the Our Side tier, which gets early access, behind the scenes, all that fun stuff. I want to do more with that, so don't you worry. And then of course, you can also become a member of my Patreon, patreon.com/NoCissaDeVille. That's my members only behind the scenes, special videos that are just voted upon by you, and you decide what you want to see, because I think that sounds like fun to me. And we'll see how I do with it. You know, I love a challenge, and maybe I can talk more about fanfic there. Who knows? Since I've clearly spent so much of my time, I feel like everything that I do at this point is like work, sleep, fanfic, and then once a week make a video. It's so weird. This is my life at 32. Most people are getting married and having kids, and I don't ever want kids, and I don't know that I will ever get married. So that's where we're at. Hi. Yeah, and until next time, stay devilish and see you next Tuesday. Why did I whisper that though? I don't even know. Why did I whisper that? So many questions. Bye.